So they put on a John Wick movie and a John Wick spinoff. And by the way, this isn't even the first spinoff. They had the Continental, which was a spinoff that was supposed to feature the that actor who passed away.
Right.
I don't know if they ever filmed that show or if they did one season, and I don't know. I assume that's over now. What's interesting is when you look at the rhetoric around, the headline on that Park Place is well written. John Wick female led spin-off ballerina flops in opening weekend box office as women skipped yet another for her action film. This is something you've explained so many times. It's like the women that like action films. They don't care if it's a woman-led or a male-led. No amount of woman-led action films are going to make somebody that watches, I don't know, for example, whose favorite stuff is American Family classic Christmas movies, is not going to make them suddenly be like, oh, there's a chick in it? Oh, I'm totally about this now.
So when they do stuff like this, they are just making less viewers because they're making the women who already like the action genre, they're making them tune out. So the few women that you had supporting this genre, in this case, this series, you've already got them tuned out. I have no desire to watch this. I'm not even against female-led action films if they're done well and if they are unique stories. But whenever it's like, oh, let's piggyback off of John Wick and throw a woman in it, I have no interest whatsoever. This had there was no appeal in it for me. It didn't look interesting. It didn't look good. I love my Tomb Raider. I love my female-led anime action stuff like Claymore, for example. And so there is a place for this, but you got to be able to do it right. And what we see with a lot of modern writers as well is that they just don't know how to write female leads that well at all. So this just didn't look convincing to me.
Well, I think that people can't write female leads because they're dishonest about what motivates women. Like,
yeah.
And you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but in these, like, we'll drop in a girl and make it a female action movie. She is actually sort of cosplaying as masculine in a lot of cases. Like, there's this, like, I can't remember what superhero movie it was, but like they have to be tough, badass girls
Captain
who beat
Marvel?
people up.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Captain Marvel, maybe.
Maybe that was it.
Even this, like, the Daily Beast writes, Keanu Reeves' John Wick appearance ruins Ballerina. But it's like, they say, you'd think a fan favorite character would save a new action flick, but it just reminds you how bad this movie was.
Ouch, like, that's awful.
John Wick appears in this movie in a couple of scenes, and one of them, he completely kicks her ass.
Oh.
And, like, which, like, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully.
Like, that's how you have to write it. But then, like, this writer's like, yeah, but then it just, like, John Wick shows up and it's like, oh, this chick's actually not badass. Like, this chick kind of sucks. And, like, this stuff, like, remember the scene of, like, what's the girl, the hammerhead shark actress, who's, like, defeating that guy in MMA and jiu-jitsu? It was like, give me a break.
That's the thing is,
like a 90-pound autistic girl fighting. That was The Last of Us, right?
The last. Oh yeah. You have to.
Shark girls. All right, now get that.
I know there's so many of them that it's hard to keep up. But you have to. That's the thing is, you have to get creative when it comes to female-led action stuff, and you have to. Whenever you're just like, oh, here we're gonna make it John Wick style abilities. That's not going to be a woman's specialty. You have to look at Lara Croft, for example. One reason why she's so successful is she uses guns, the true equalizer. And John Wick does have guns, but it's a lot of hand-to-hand stuff as well. Tomb Raider it's like Lara Croft. She loves guns. She's really good at acrobatics. And so she specializes in those two. And that's why she's able to do what she does. And it's also not a grounded adventure until they tried to make it so, which has ruined it.
Here's the scene that went viral. So this scene has been a repeat in my head for hours now. This character appears to be the size of Joe Manganiello from, I don't know, all those movies. He's a giant man. I swear to, I don't know if it's online, but this woman does not weigh more than 100 pounds. She's like, yeah. He should literally break her legs like Wishbone right here. And he did punch her. You notice that? He could have just knocked her out right there.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't do it. Why? Because plot armor.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was like... And then, by the way, she gets him in this like leg lock, which would never work. Because every man... Okay, at least he does it. Like, every man ever just stands up. Like, you're telling me he can't stand up out of that leg lock? This guy, look at his arms. His arms are huge. He's completely cut. Give me a break. This is like a child. And he's tapping.
Okay.
By the way, she's not letting go of the armbar either. Like, there's nothing. I mean, this scene, I mean, look at, she's like, ooh, autism. There is, what was that fight? It was like MMA fighter, girl, leg lock, stands up. Like, the guy just stands up, and it's hilarious. She's
and
like,
guys can even do this with other guys who are smaller than them too.
Right.
Or a lot smaller. All you gotta do is stand up, like you've seen it happen. And so, just
there's a reason they have
they're big and strong. Yeah, if you're stronger, you're gonna be able to handle it. Even with technique, being stronger is just an advantage.
well, and all she had to do, like, or it's not a leg lock, it was whatever, you guys know, everyone's seen that clip. It's just like, why do these modern writers feel like, well, they can compete, they can fight too, so we're going to make her compete in hand-to-hand combat. It's like,
and that's the thing is, if you want to make a situation where, let's say, a girl is really trained in martial arts or something like that, and then an untrained, small, weak dude suddenly finds out, you can sometimes make that work. There was a recent, like, true story of a 13-year-old girl. I don't know if she's waiting for the bus for school or whatever it was, but a guy tried to kidnap her, and she broke his ankle, and actually, because she was very trained in jujitsu. Yeah. And so this was just some weak, little soy boy. And in this case, she did. But if you would take somebody like in that clip who's this just absolutely yoked, strong, 250 pounds, 6'5", then that's a different story.
yeah, it's like a girl, she should use stealth, and she should use like weapons, and
if they wanted to make a story of like an original news story of like, oh, here's a woman, she's a sniper. Like, hey, that sounds cool. Like,
yeah, you can do that.
I mean, watch something like that. I would actually watch that.
That guy would have just clam jammed her, and it would have been over. Like, it's, and I'm supposed to expect, like, even the internet like is laughing at that video, and like, I don't know if Ballerina was good or bad.
Right.
I just know no one gave a crap. Yeah. Because, like, even, Rotten Tomatoes, which is not great, but it is directional, especially when you can look at, like, the verified viewers, And, like, the viewers gave it a 93%.
Interesting.
So the people that actually gave a crap about this movie liked it. The critics, 75%. That's probably all John Wick normally gets. I bet if I look up John Wick, Chapter 4, which was the worst of them all.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, 94%. Okay.
Oh.
I was wrong. That movie was not a 94.
No, it was not.
This idea of like, and then when this movie flops, you'll have the inevitable men won't pay to see women in action roles, blah, 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 blah. But it's just men won't pay to see bad movies. And neither will women. Like,
and it's
unless
like
they're rom-coms, maybe.
More men are watching this than women too, so they want to blame men, but it's like women aren't watching this because this is not appealing. It's just not.
67% of the audience was male for that movie.
That's crazy. It sounds like they're asking everyone to suspend some level of reality when they're going into this, and that is, I think, not what is appealing about some of these movies. Like the idea that you'd have superheroes, or you'd have these like stealth agents, or people who are whatever John Wick is that they're it's as if they're operating in the real world, you know, like as if everything,
Right.
the laws of what's going on are real and they are there. Like that's I feel like what the audience likes about the imaginative step of these movies. Whereas like this little girl is going to beat up this huge guy just because she can, because physics doesn't exist. Like that's a level of disbelief that I think people aren't interested in.
Yeah, I mean, look, even like John Wick, there is an incredible. Someone said Chef IQ link is not working. Are you sure? There is a certain amount of like, look, nobody can get a headshot on John Wick ever. I mean, you ever see how many times he gets shot in these movies? He gets shot like a certain amount. It is working. ChefIQ.com. It is he gets shot like 1,000 times in these movies. And at no point does anyone ever shoot him in the head. Like
Right.
there is like obviously there's always a amount that we're willing to suspend.
Right.
But this ain't it.
Mm.
Like that's too much. It's too much for us. And well, nobody paid to see it. Because nobody cared. Well, the other aspect of it is that no one really wanted 10 John Wick movies, and we certainly
Right.
didn't want a spin-off with a woman.
Exactly.
Like there's a certain amount of nobody asked for this movie.
Mhm.
That the critics will ignore.
I could be wrong here too, but Keanu Reeves himself has like a pop culture following. Like I know John Wick was
Yeah, he
a big
does.
series for a while, but it seems like the later half of the 10,000 John Wick movies were mostly about people who are fans of Keanu Reeves himself, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It's because he's such a
all
nice
those like
guy.
sad Keanu Reeves memes, or like the stories of him buying like everyone on the set some crazy expensive gift, or like helping people, whatever. Like he as a person was interesting.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like the ballerina movie has that kind of like, oh, we love this actress and we're excited to see her in whatever she does.
I don't know that they even advertised it. I never saw a single ad for this movie, so I mean that's part of it too.
I saw some stuff on X, but other than that, I didn't see a whole lot.